more HTML and JavaScript. So we're going to continue with the things we had from yesterday, and this morning we're going to try to add, like, we could have an input fields for a car, so we could press a button after adding some data for the car, and then it's adding it to a list. So that we will do this morning, and in the afternoon we will extend it so we could have like a CRUD for that list without a database, but with working with an array, so we could have all this CRUD functionality with create, read, update, and delete. We're going to use that later on next week when we start to use web APIs. We're going to connect this to that one. But we're going to start simple with just adding cars from text inputs to a list, or an array actually. So I'm going to share my screen. So this will also use JavaScript to manipulate HTML content. So this is pretty much the code we had yesterday. We're gonna do changes to that. I have made a copy, so I renamed it to test 3 this time. So just to keep track of the things we've been doing. So I'm gonna start this live server also. So you see what we have. So we were having this thing. So now I want to add some text inputs here for model and brand. Have a brand and model, and like a button to add it to a list, so you could show the cars. So we just step into the code and start to have a look. So I'm going to remove these things from the body. We'll just have my cars as a header here. I'm going to add another header. So these sizes on these headers, H1, H2, H3, and so on, they are by default. So the H1 is the largest font. It's possible to change that with styling, so you could do your own sizes and font, choosing how the font should look like and so on. So you will see the H2 now is with a smaller size of the text. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add another element called table. And inside this table, I could have like table rows, which is tr. And here I could say like brand, for example. So this will be like no, this will not be what I was planning to do. I'm going to step it a little bit deeper now. So inside this tr, I'm going to have another element, th, table header. So this will have this brand thing. So table row is something you could have all these. I'm going to add like brand, model, and year. So you will see that they all end up on the same line. That's because I have a table row. So this is a line like inside this. And after that, I'm going to add like another table row. So it will be like a new line underneath. And inside here, I will have table data, which is ed. So I hope you already been reading about all these different elements, and you're experts now on HTML. You already had one day to learn everything. And now it's a lot of elements to learn about, so take your time. Inside this TD, the table data, I will have another element, which will be an input. And this input will be of the type text. You will see there's a lot of different inputs to choose from. And you will see already now it's popping up with a text input. So I'm gonna give this an ID. And I'm gonna end this. Oh, yeah, it's not complaining now, but you will see the live server is getting crazy. Hopefully it will fix itself soon. Or did I hope too much? Maybe refresh. Yeah, that's looking better. So it seems like this live server sometimes is getting problems. But just doing a refresh would fix it. So I will have like this would be the model. And this would be the year. So you see, I already now have all these input fields required for creating a car. I'm gonna add the one button at the end also inside. This will be an button. I don't need any type on that one. And I don't need an ID. I'm gonna have an event on this one telling that on click, it would do something. And I will call this this function add car. And I can pass parameters to this one also. So I could send like the brand, model, and year. And I need to add a text for the button also. So I hope you see that we have 3 input here and also add button over here. So this is almost done. No, not really, but close to. Not much left to do. I'm going to create another table below this table where I could present all the cars I've been, when pressing add, they will end up in this position. So doing another table, I'm going to give this table a name because I'm going to insert data inside here with help of JavaScript. I will give it an ID telling it's a car table. Like that. So I'm not going to fill in anything more inside here. So I will do the rest with JavaScript. So the thing is that when I press this add, we will end up with this function in JavaScript, and this will take care of it with all the data. So now I have the script in the bottom of this HTML file. This is not the optimal thing, but I will keep it here, so making it easier for us to find the script. So this could be moved later on to an own file, and you did see it yesterday how to do it, so you already know it. Inside the script, I'm just going to have this. These cars will be an empty array. So I'm going to move these cars from inside here. Oh, sorry. So I will just have saying that it's an empty array. I'm not going to use const because these cars will be added. I will add more and more things to it. So I will have used this let. Remember from yesterday. So this will contain all the cars when I've been adding them. Load my cars could be there, or we're gonna change it a little bit. But I'm gonna insert this new function. Naming it add car. And this had 3 inputs, brand, model, and year. And here we're going to do something. We're going to add the data from these inputs that are passed through this button click, and they end up here, and we're going to add them to the cars array. So what's needed for that? So we do the cars, and then we do something called push. So we are pushing data to this array. And what data to push? Yeah, we're gonna. So the studio is popping up here, yeah. So I'm gonna tell that the brand is equals to the input brand, but I need to get access of the value, so I need to do value. Otherwise, I just get the object of this one. So you need to add value to get the data. And do the same with the rest of the things here. Model dot value. Finally, year is equals to year dot value. So something like that. So this is because this cars array is an empty one, it's an empty array. So we're adding all these properties at once. So they will be available inside these cars. And when this is done, I want to show the data on the screen somehow also. So I could use this load my cars thing. We're going to manipulate it a little bit. So we're going to call that also. So load my cars. Now we are calling another function inside here. We're gonna do a little bit different here. We're gonna use this result variable. Then I want to present a header like we had up here. I'm gonna add it also for the data that are below here. So I could do it. We could do it the text way, as we have been doing before here. Just a moment. So we could do it like this, telling that the result is plus. Now, where did plus go now? Plus equals to, and then I build up this the string away, like we did yesterday. So I'm gonna add like a table row. And then I'm gonna fill up with the rest of the needed things. Why is it doing that? Like here, we're gonna do a table header. So this will be the same look as we have up in the HTML part. So if you see up here, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing as here. I'm going to generate like this with help of the string here. And you remember I could do it the other way using the built-in functionality in JavaScript. I'm going to do this because this is easier to read. more obvious what we are doing. And we are ending this table row. So we have the start for table row, and we have some table header inside, and we end up with this, ending this table row with a slash. So we are creating like an HTML element out of this. Then we are done with that. So after that, we're going to fill up with all the cars. So we will be using the cars, the same for loop here, and we're going to create a new table row also with the cars. So what I could do here is I could actually do some copy here also, because I'm gonna build up more things to this result, making it a little bit better looking maybe. And inside here, I'm gonna have a table row, but not a table header. It's gonna be a table data. And I'm gonna repeat it for the three. We're gonna access the data also somehow. So on the first one here, the brand, we're gonna have from the cars, we're gonna take the brand. I just do a copy paste here. And we're gonna do it like this. So hopefully this is creating the element table data, and it's putting the car brand inside and ending the table data. So yeah, I did see I could copy this one instead. Next data. I'm gonna remove this last line. It's not used. So like this. So we're gonna have a brand, model, and year. So we are building up a string with all these HTML elements. And remember that you could do it like the way we did yesterday with the built-in functionality with JavaScript to create element and create nodes and so on. I'm doing it this way, so we're making it a little bit easier for you to read and see what we are doing. As you remember from yesterday, we were doing with this this approach with this document create element and telling what element, creating a text node, and appending it to the. So this is for all the data we would have now. It will be a lot of rows of data for that or code. So I'm doing it this way to make it a little bit easier to read. What else then? We could remove this. No, this should actually work. Car table is the place where we are putting the data this time. So I'm going to change this, this line here is inserting all the result inside to this position. So I named it car table. So this is getting the element by car table, which was up here, this position, and inserting the result inside here. So we will have a look pretty much like this inside here, but with data from the cars array instead. I'm going to do another thing also here just to make it easier for me. I'm gonna set some values here already now. You could access the value is the thing inside the text input now, so I could tell. So I have some default values. I could do it like this. So you will see it ends up with a Volvo inside here, and we could have a 244 GL. This is just for making it easy for me to repeat the things. So now if you go to the add section here, this will go to the function add car inside here. It will have all the values from the text inputs. We are adding them to this cars array with help of the push. That is part of the array functionality. And after that, we go to the load my cars. And the load my cars is actually creating an HTML for us with all the car information we have. And finally, it's hopefully printing this out down below here. So let's have a try. And you see, it's not beautiful or something like that, but it's working. So if I do another car with another year, doing add, you will see it's adding things here. And we have this counter here also. It's also working. So after lunch, we're gonna make this with add some crude functionality to it, so we can have create, read, update, and delete also. So we're gonna add like buttons on each line for update and delete. So we could change the data here. Do we have any questions on this one? We're not gonna do anything more about it now.
We are going to work with database as well with the JavaScript.
I didn't hear you. Something wrong with the microphone.
We are going to work with the database with the JavaScript.
Later on, we're not going to do work directly with JavaScript because you cannot access the database directly. So that will come later. We are going to use something called the Web API. So we're going to run a server that is connecting to a database, and we are through JavaScript we are connecting to that server. But that comes later, so don't worry about it yet. So in the afternoon, we will just do internally in an array, so it's not connecting to a database. We will have just crude inside the web page. So it's like simulating. So we're going to extend it next week to work with real database. Do we have more questions? What do you think about the design? Do you like my design? It's beautiful. I don't think any of you could make it more beautiful than this. So no questions. The silent group. We have a lot of links regarding this front end, so please have a look on those. There's a lot of information inside them, and this is pretty much with HTML is learning about these elements, how they are working, and with JavaScript, because this we're not having so much styling yet. I'm gonna add one style file for this later on this afternoon also, so making it a little bit more readable. So like working with HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, these are like the basic things for a web client. But then there are a lot of other things you could add, like we're going to have a look on next week on something called jQuery. So that is like a helper library for JavaScript. It's an old technique or a library, but it's still used in 75% of all web pages around the world. So it's, even if it's not much happening in that, it's still used very much. But no questions. We see you again at 1 o'clock, and we will extend this fantastic web application. Okay, see you then at 1 o'clock.
See you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yes, bye. Bye.